you explain to the viewers watching what exactly you do at Montgomery?
I'm your new Montgomery Area School District police officer. For the first time in the history of the Montgomery Area School District, you have your own full-time police department right here on campus. So I basically have three functions. My first function is obviously safety, and that has all kinds of different aspects to it, but the most important is planning, and that is to make sure that we have a plan in place in case there's any kind of emergency up here. So I'm responsible for that, and what I use is the National Incident Command System in order to do that planning, and the Safe Schools program in order to do that planning. An example would be our lockdown training and those kind of things in case we have an emergency. That's first and foremost. Secondary is to be physically present at all times and to have this on and to wear this. So it's a passive deterrent. That's why I'm constantly roaming the building, roaming the campus, inside, outside, so I can be visible at all times. Third is basically as an informal counselor and presenter. So sometimes I might talk to kids just to talk about positive behaviors and those kind of things. And then presenter. So safe to say, other kind of courses, Alice training again being one of those, to talk about those things that we can do to make ourselves safe. So number one, safety. Number two, informal counselor. And number three is as a presenter for classes and for different presentations for safety.
All right. Can you explain to us how you are reaching out to the students to educate them about your position?
I'm glad you asked that. I actually had an intent to originally start this last school year, but then because of the fire, and then obviously because of COVID, it got postponed. So I started with the younger kids already by going into their classes, obviously in uniform, explaining my role, age appropriately explaining my role here, and then getting them actively involved and asking me whatever questions they have. The little kids, it's always about my uniform and the equipment on my belt. The older kids, it's more about what kind of things we have going on here to help them cope with whatever's happening. So those are the presentations. I've also involved the kids. So by law, every school district police department has to have a metal badge. That's a requirement from law. So we got the upperclassmen engaged last year in designing and making a badge. But when they made it, Mr. Rank's class started it. Really good, great design. This is kind of mirrored off the design. But when they started the enameling process, they had some issues with it, and then of course again COVID hit and they could never finish. So we used the upperclassmen design to finish the actual badge, so we have one by law. And then recently with the 7th and 8th graders, since the school district police department doesn't have a patch, is to use different ideas that they're presenting to make a patch for your school district police department. Police departments hold pride in their patches, just like you see up on the wall there. It's a legacy, and again, this is the first time your district has its own police department. Only one other school in the county has it, and it's Loyalsock. All right, so Montgomery and Loyalsock. So to engage the kids and get them involved is to have the 7th and 8th graders design it. So right now, the best idea that we have is maybe using the school's academic crest, okay, or coat of arms as kind of the base, and I'm still getting ideas pretty much daily to get that done. So they're actively involved in that. And again, it's being there. It's me being there and visible for them. I see them in the mornings when they come here, see them in the evenings when they leave. So it's to be actively engaged with them, talk to them, get to know them.
If you could send one message to the community, what would it be?
In the times that we're in right now, particularly because of COVID, and I know you guys hear it every day because it's sort of a, not necessarily a motto, but it's a positive behavior guideline for the school, and that is to always stay motivated, stay responsible, and stay resilient. So if we could all do that, try to stay motivated in those daily things that we do, be responsible in our daily activity, school, homework, whatever it may be, and then be resilient and work through this, that's what I like the community maybe